In 1986, the first episode of the original My Little Pony television show premiered. Directed towards an audience consisting of mostly young girls, the creators could in no way predict the effect these ponies would have on fringe aspects of society in the years to come. The term brony, first used satirically on a 4chan image board in 2010, would quickly gain popularity. Brony, referring to a male fan of the My Little Pony franchise, is a term wrapped in an intense stigma, often making one outside of the Brony community think of some of the most slovenly and degenerate members of our human race. This stigma would only be reinforced by higher profile bronies that fit this theme, such as Chris Chan, or the subject of this video, who is the worst example of humankind I have seen since I started my work on this channel, Dansburst Studio.
You're not. I'm trying to be famous. You have Zimbabwe, Rhodesia, Africa, all these places where we don't even have this meaningless, stupid, fucking pointless distinction in the first place.
Because animals who are raped don't become suicidal.
I'm doing this because my mother is in the room with me right now, and she's not letting me film my video.
I don't think emotional cruelty should factor into morality assessments at all.
Base, death penalty, base, fruitless, senseless violence, police brutality, base, yeah. Because she doesn't want me to be famous on YouTube. She wants me to have a job, and I don't want to have a job. I want to be a NEET. Mom, I want to be a NEET, Mom. I'm coming out as a NEET. And when I see all this, it just gets me pissed as hell. I don't want to shit all of it.
Dansburst is a brony who advocates for both pedophilia and zoophilia, using pseudo-intellectual jargon to confuse the matter and present themselves as a modern-day philosopher. We don't know much about who Dansburst is off the screen, except for the following. They are unemployed, living with their mother, and their real name is Timmy, which we hear for the first time in a now-deleted video where he argues with his trans ex-girlfriend. More on them later.
Michael, we're gonna vote my Snickers bar.
Wait, what are you saying, Timmy?
Michael, you took my Snickers bar! You think I didn't see you think I don't see the fucking shit you do every day after Halloween?
Your Snickers bar? Okay, what Snickers bar? What are you talking about?
You took it, Michael. You took my nerds too. You think I don't see the shit that you get up into every day?
Okay, I didn't. Okay, fine. I took your fucking Halloween candy. So what? Well, I took your Halloween candy. So what? I took your Halloween candy.
You don't know how hard I've actually worked for that, Michael? You never work. You're on disability. You work 2 days.
I work at. What are you talking about? I work at Walmart. I took a fucking Walmart. What the fuck is?
2 days a week.
I'm not on disability. I'm on disability. Even if I deserve it, I am disabled. I have high functioning autism.
And I deserve my Halloween candy because I'm a child.
Okay, so
You're
what?
8 years
I have
old,
given
Michael.
you this beautiful house and everything, and you just so disrespectful to me, and you just say, "Oh, I deserve it." Well, guess what? Who pays half the bills? Who does all this? And you're so disrespectful to me. Fuck you. It's not even yours.
I knew you didn't care about me. You never ever cared about me. You don't care about shit. You only care about your insatiable appetite. You just want to fill up your gut like the fucking pig that you are. This is why I'm never gonna be with you again. I'm gonna break up with you and you're never gonna see me again. I'm gonna kill myself, Michael, and you will be the one. You will pay.
The moniker Dansburst is Timmy's Pony Sona, which is a carbon copy of the My Little Pony character Sunburst. But that isn't how Timmy would describe it. They believe that they, Dansburst, is Sunburst's actual brother, and they have traveled to and from the world of My Little Pony through portals. Although they don't speak on it too much, this blurring of reality is a core part of their perception of the world and most likely harkens to some sort of undiagnosed mental illness. And unfortunately, it is in part responsible for the creation of the worst human I've ever seen on the internet. Dansburst believes that On at least some spiritual level, they are a pony, and often refers to themselves using horse terminology, calling his hands and feet hooves, using the term some pony instead of someone, and so on. Timmy believes it is morally justifiable to have sex with animals, and would create a video titled Dansburst Debunks the Immorality of Zoophilia, with a thumbnail that depicts a dog licking peanut butter off the breast of a pony character. This video serves as his thesis on sex with animals, where Timmy argues that zoophilia should be legal and is not only moral, but it is an insult to God to not have sex with animals, because in the hierarchy of beings, humans are above other animals and should be able to enforce their will upon them.
I'm going to be arguing against two separate but related claims. First, that zoophilia is morally wrong, and next, that zoophilia should be illegal. Well, let's start with the first. A lot of anti-zoophiles think that raping an animal is morally wrong and makes you a bad person. And people have, of course, asked them, why is that any different than eating an animal? I'm not against people eating animals. The anti-zoophiles will reply that we have to eat animals for nutrition, and even if we didn't, vegan stuff would be more expensive. But what if this weren't true? Here's my main claim. Even if all humans had readily available 100% nutritious bland tofu, it wouldn't be wrong or immoral for a human to hunt and kill an ostrich, either because they like the taste of its meat or because they enjoy the thrill of the hunt. It turns out that this is all we need to deduce that zoophilia is not immoral. First of all, what would it mean for zoophilia to be moral? Well, in raping the animal, zoophiles put frivolous human sexual pleasure above the animal's sexual autonomy and well-being. So, to establish morality, we just need to see if we can deduce statement Z. Now, frivolous human tastes and sexual pleasures are both extra, unnecessary pleasures, so they should be roughly as important in whatever moral consideration you happen upon. Some may say that the sexual pleasure would come from the rape of the animal, while the taste pleasure would happen only as a byproduct of killing the animal. This would, somehow, make satisfying sexual pleasure more cruel, because it is more direct. These people would say that because satisfying the sexual desire in this case is more cruel, it should be given less weight. I don't think emotional cruelty should factor into morality assessments at all, only the consequences of the actions. I'll explain this more when proving my main claim. Even if it did, I don't think doing something directly is any more cruel than doing it indirectly, since they have the same consequences. Besides, getting pleasure from the thrill of the hunt is taking direct pleasure in the death of the animal, and I don't think that's immoral either. Killing an animal for its taste is a bigger harm to the animal than raping it for pleasure would be. Some say that non-mutilative rape would somehow traumatize an animal so much that it would be worse than killing them. We know this isn't true, because animals who are raped don't become suicidal. Sure, some dogs who are traumatized by owners might stop accepting food from other people, but this is because of fear and lack of trust in people. If you leave food in an empty room with them, they're gonna eat it, instead of starving themselves. One reason people may say that they wouldn't accept frivolous hunting is because killing an animal frivolously like that violates the animal's right to life, whatever that means. Apparently, they think it's morally wrong to harm animals, even when that harm doesn't affect humans. I think that, in terms of measurable consequences, it doesn't make sense to call this a bad action. You might ask, in our deductions of the morality or immorality of actions, which is really just assessing the goodness of the consequences, why is it that we should ignore any consequences, no matter how grave, caused to animals that don't affect humans? This is a thing that makes sense to do both spiritually and logically. Speaking in spiritual terms, God made a natural hierarchy of all living things: bacteria, plants, invertebrates, vertebrates, non-human mammals, humans, angels, and God. To place an animal's will before a human's will in any moral consideration is to debase God's vision of humans as the natural rulers of Earth.
Rather than subject you to more of Timmy's ramblings, I'll sum up the majority of his points now. It is not wrong to hunt or raise animals for their meat, placing human want above the animal's bodily autonomy. Therefore, raping animals is no worse morally than killing and eating them. Emotional cruelty should not factor into an assessment of morality, but only the consequences of your actions on humans. A raped animal that has not been mutilated does not become suicidal, therefore, less harm is caused through raping the animal than eating it. And of course, placing an animal's will above a human's will debases God's vision of humans as the natural rulers of Earth. If I go on anymore, I think I'm going to be sick. If you're like me, you probably feel a whiplash of disgust in your gut at hearing all of that. Well, Timmy tells us in this post he made, the only people who care to codify half-conscious emotional intuition into an emotional quotient to try to elevate it to the same level as formal logical reasoning skills are women and beta males. Cutting away the pseudo-intellectual bullshit, Timmy is essentially telling us that if you feel disgusted and repulsed by his views, then you must be either a beta male or a woman who is lesser than him and doesn't have the logical reasoning skills to see the truth in his beliefs. By now, I'm sure this doesn't come as a surprise, but Timmy's morally repugnant views don't just seem to extend to his lust for animals. I mentioned before that Timmy uses horse terminology for himself, but that also extends to others. He refers to women as mares, and most disturbingly of all, he refers to children as foals. In this Twitter post from July 2024, Timmy responds to some My Little Pony fan art, demanding to see their foals and claiming he has a foal harem, and Equestria doesn't have the same draconian age of consent laws as the human world, to which, of course, he has traveled to. In another Twitter post from later in July, Timmy goes on a tirade to defend MAPS, meaning minor attracted person, or probably pony in his mind. It's an internet term that pedophiles have used to try and insert themselves as part of the LGBTQ to no success. Timmy says, "The modern moralist herd won't stop until all publicly out MAPs are shamed and stampeded off the internet via overstated accusations plus mob justice. They're also going after defenders as well, i.e. any pony who doesn't align ideologically with their fallacious ageism. These people say the minor was groomed. Groomed into doing what? Being platonic friends? This buzzword's used so often, it loses its meaning. Grooming gets watered down to acted somewhat creepily. Dansburst, of course, would attempt to act on his pedo-ish behavior in Ponytown, an MMORPG where you create ponies and build houses in the My Little Pony universe. Dansburst would openly admit to trying to be friends with foals on there, and this would result in members of Ponytown tweeting out warnings of Dansburst, urging people to stay away from the creep. A number of people would come forward in these tweets to confirm that Dansburst was indeed talking about vile things without going into much detail. To his dismay, Timmy did get his Ponytown account permabanned after the moderators received evidence of his behavior. Although this is just conjecture, and I have very little knowledge on the My Little Pony fandom, it seems, aside from homophobia and bigotry, the primary complaints online about Timmy was being a pro-shipper, which in that community refers to a problematic shipper. The Urban Dictionary defines shipping as the act of wanting two individuals to enter into a romantic relationship together. Given Timmy's views on kids, it's likely he shipped a child character with an adult, if not with himself. Timmy, however, would give us even more shocking detail himself. In this post he made on the Kiwi Farms, he admits that other players on Ponytown accused Timmy of grooming minors. In response to these claims, Timmy tried to justify himself, stating he was only trying to make platonic friends with the foals, but he found them to be very one-note and superficial in their philosophies, which is why he isn't a pedophile. Although this statement does completely contradict his earlier tweets about having a harem full of foals and desiring to see pics of others. Timmy, as you've probably guessed, has absolutely no problem with pedos and supports them, although if accused, he will state he is just a defender, despite all the self-admitted evidence to the contrary. Timmy's first ever video on YouTube, the Sawtooth Witch Trials and Expose, where Timmy gives his commentary on a now disgraced brony YouTuber Sawtooth, who was exposed for grooming a 14-year-old girl after she spoke out against him online. Dansburst's defense of Sawtooth is probably about what you would expect, a justification on why a relationship between an adult and a child is okay, as well as defaming the victim and placing the blame on her. But we get the first true peek behind the screen that is the pseudo-philosopher mask they wear to seem like the smartest and most credible person in the room, after they break down over the internet's belief that pedos should be thrown in wood chippers.
Let's look at this post that you sent in her supposed expose of Sawtooth waves, and this is what she said. She was the one, if you read this carefully and closely, she said that she was the one who told Sawtooth that she had a crush on them. Why? Why would you do this and then make an entire spiel about him being a predator when you really told him that you had a crush on them? You had a crush on them and he turned you down. And he just wanted attention. And he knew that you wanted attention. Look at this. This is attention hooving. Frankly, this is blatant attention hooving. Now, you may think I'm being hyperbolic, but let me bring it up to you, okay? Exhibit A! Exhibit fucking A! I may have started the roleplay, I will admit that here, but they didn't stop me. I just wanted attention, and attention is what I got. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, it doesn't get any clearer than this. This is attention hooving front and center. Look at this. Very important. Well, Excuse me, I'm the principal. I have a very important announcement to make. Yeah, and you're putting like a fucking meme in it. Important announcement. Very serious. You're so thankful for the support. It was so hard for you. Look, I understand. Things are difficult, so that's why I'm gonna put the bread cat in my serious sexual assault story. Okay. Sawtooth has been lonely for a while, and this isn't something he's wanted to make known, but this is the problem, okay? When you have a genuine, heartfelt expression that's being taken as a symptom of being problematic and pedophilic, this is where the advocacy groups have gone a little bit too far, okay? This is what it leads to. You end up making a mockery of depression and social anxiety. I mean, look at this. What do we have? Yeah, look at this. Imagine if we lived in a world where Big Mac got called a sussy pedophile for wanting to make friends with somebody who just happens to be a Philly. I mean, let's read this text. Like, honestly, I don't have any real friends right here. It's just people I kind of know and talk to every now and then. And like, can't you see like Sawtooth Waves is putting actual trust in this fan of hers who have gotten to know each other personally, who both of them, by the way, not just Ashley, have had to deal with abusive situations, because Ashley, your mom, is not the only abuser in this world. Sawtooth has had to go through so much shit, and he doesn't talk about it to anyone, because male socialization has told him that he needs to toughen up and harden up just because he's a man. And when he tries to actually be vulnerable and show emotion and make friends with people, just because the other person's a Philly, he gets called a pedophile. What if that happened to Big Mac and Brotherhood Social? Huh? Yeah, I bet you wouldn't have liked that episode, would you? Oh wait, you never even watched it because you only got past season 1. can't believe I even had to mention that. Reminder, kids cannot consent. I wasn't even of legal consenting age. Well, let me get this straightforward. This is an appeal to the law. Yeah, you see that statue with his face in his hand? That's me right now, reading this bullshit. Okay, what else do we have? Spite and vindictiveness. Look, Sawtooth, you don't want Sawtooth to profit off of his work. The reason why she deleted her videos, Sawtooth internalized this Twitter mob guilt about profiting off of her hard-earned work because she's an abuser. Yeah, good news, everyone! Good news, everyone! I'm a spiteful piece of shit! Good news, everyone! I hate you! Oh my god! You can get the most progressive person who advocates for the most progressive policies in the prison system. They go like, what happens when you bring up minor attracted pedophilia, minor attracted people? They go like, no, base, death penalty, base, brutalist, senseless violence, police brutality, base, yeah, you call yourself leftist and you support this? What the hell are we talking about? Even a 5-year-old can see this doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, police brutality, huh? So much for George Floyd's death. Yeah, thanks a lot. But you.
In the face of criticism or society's disdain for the abuse of children and animals, Timmy has trouble keeping with his belief that an emotional response to issues makes you a beta. Yet as a self-proclaimed alpha stallion, Timmy doesn't shy away from criticism. He jumps in to defend himself and other pedos being targeted online. Timmy went to the one place on the internet that despises him the most, the Kiwi Farms, jumping into the defense of other pony predators being discussed on there. Timmy would quickly get his own thread where he would argue against or attempt to justify much of the information we have brought up today. Unable to let their comments go, much of his online activity began to revolve around debunking Kiwi Farms' allegations against him, as well as a mockery of their attempts to dox him. This would mark the beginning of the end for Dansburst. Timmy did not come to the farms alone, as their ex-trans girlfriend Alyssa Rogers aided in the attempt to clap back against the Kiwis in the Dansburst studio thread. This would result in Alyssa getting doxxed and much of their depraved content online would be exposed. I won't show any of this, of course, but it seems they have a scat fetish and videos of them shitting their diaper were uncovered. Not to mention several posts about them being a zoophile much like Timmy. This would result in them purging all social media presence and laying low while Timmy crusaded on his own. Timmy would somehow find himself being interviewed on a few podcasts after he was brought into the limelight thanks to the farms. Surprisingly, Timmy would upload his own spur gout to his YouTube channel in one of these interviews, where he allegedly gets into a heated argument with his mom, and it puts World of T-Shirt crash outs to shame.
Help with your bipolar. I'm trying to calm down, Mom, but you're not. I'm trying to be famous.
James, we can't talk to you when you keep on doing this. I don't know why you're doing it. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm doing this because my mother is in the room with me right now, and she's not letting me film my video, and she's not supporting me, and
I thought you went to the basement.
I went to the basement, and then my mom came down with me to the basement because she doesn't want me to be famous on YouTube. She wants me to have a job, and I don't want to have a job. I want to be a NEET. Mom, I want to be a NEET, Mom. I'm coming out as a NEET, not employed in education or training, Mom.
This is crazy.
Dude, who invited this cracker?
Mom! Don't you understand me, Mom? I'm just trying to be myself.
Man, shut your gay ass up.
You don't know what you're talking about, Foster, you! You don't have to deal with anything like this before!
Yo, geeky ass fool.
Just lie and say you're hanging out with your friends.
Just lie? I was gonna lie. Tim,
I don't want to play
why would you-
badminton.
Tim, why would
I
you
don't want
post
to play
that? She would never
badminton.
hang out with him. She would never hang
you
out with a
would.
guy like him.
No, I don't want
Yes,
to.
she would.
Yeah, she would. Fucking.
Yeah, fuck
Tim,
you.
I was
EVGA
trying
is
to
fucking
back
awesome,
you
man.
up, Tim. I was trying to back you up. I was
Oh,
saying
I'm into.
you'd never
I'm into
be with a guy like that.
I'm into
what?
fucking-
What the fuck, Tim? What's wrong with you? That's gross.
That is gross.
Tim, I'm sorry, but
I'm trying to
we can do the
film my.
whole AOC
I'm trying to film my video. Mom,
We
I
can
want to
do
be a
the
neat.
whole.
I want to be a neat mom. not. Not employed. Not
You said
employed.
neat.
Not in education or training. I don't want to do it, Mom. I don't want to play
Tim.
badminton, Dad.
Hey,
I can't do that because you guys are driving me up
okay,
the wall.
man. Tim, I
No, I want to be controlled by you
Desmond
people. I
made your
want to be
point.
me,
The
Dansburst,
fucking thing
Dansburst
is-
Studios.
I don't think
when
you
you
guys-
connect
I don't
it
think
to
you're
You guys
Desmond.
want to support me. Like, why would
Desmond,
you
I don't think
support
your mom
me?
is that retarded.
Why? Why? I'm not gonna break your computer, Dad! No! I'm not gonna break it because
Okay,
I'm being very careful
the
right
thing
now!
about
Stop surrounding me! Stop! Why are you surrounding me? Stop! Why are you surrounding me? Why are you down? Why are you down? Stop! No! Why are you doing this, Mom? Stop! Stop, Mom!
let me talk. The thing about ponies, with the cucking thing, you can't do them together because ponies are very serious. But cucking, like it's funny as a joke, but you can't connect it to ponies because
No. And I actually regret making that joke.
it can be funny though if it's not that.
Mom, stop surrounding me! Stop surrounding me! No! Please,
Like AOC
no,
having
Mom!
stuff.
Mom, get away from me! Mom! Get away from me! Stop it! I'm trying to... It's not gonna break, Mom! I'm not gonna break the computer, Mom, okay?
I want you in my room.
You know, guys,
I wanna get out of my room, Mom!
Is Dansburst
Please
actually
get
talking to his
out of
mom?
my room! Mom!
I don't know.
I'm telling you, please
Because
get
I
out of my
heard in the
room,
background
okay?
like a female
You,
voice.
you don't understand, Mom! I just want to be neat, Mom! Mom, why do you have to keep coming into my room?
Dude, these white people are.
I left my room
lucky.
because
They
it
can
didn't
say
want
shut
to
up to
bother
their
me,
mom.
and now
Well,
you're
I
coming
said
into
that,
my
my
room.
mom would
Just
keep
discipline me! Why? Mom, you don't understand! Mom! Mom! Get your head off the internet router! Get your head off the internet! Don't disconnect it! Mom! Mom! Stop disconnecting the internet! Mom! No! Mom, please!
I can't wait till the dad comes in and starts being. That's the part I'm
Yeah, I
waiting for.
agree. I just think
Free
Dansburst
from the
was
shower.
trying to
Oh.
use the microphone the whole time.
I'm trying to make you understand because you're my mom and I love you. And even when you're interfering in my plans, I want you to know that I still love you, but you're not being amenable to my wishes. You're not letting me get what I want. And I'm tired of you not letting me get what I want all the time. Mom, I'm trying my best to keep composed right now, but you're making me go crazy, Mom. Okay? Mom! Mom! You have to stop interfering with me, Mom! Stop! Don't understand! You don't understand, no! Ah! Stop hitting me! Ah! You're not gonna catch me! Mom! Not you, Dad! Not you here, Dad! You're not gonna catch me! Get away from me! Get away! Get away! Get away! Mom! Get away from me! Mom! Get away from me, Mom! Fuck you, Mom! I'm not on drugs, Mom! It's not true! Oh God, stop touching me, Mom! 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 Stop touching my computer! Mom! Stop it, Mom! Mom! Get away from me, Mom! Get away from me, Mom! I don't like you anymore, Mom! Get out of my room!
There is a lot of discourse around this clip on whether it is real or not. If that woman we hear from Dansburst is his mom or some sort of audio clip, and if Dansburst is just an act in general. Personally, I think this is all real. While insisting he wants to be a neat, and the heavy breathing and high-pitched voice may seem ridiculous, clearly this is a ridiculous and unhinged person. It's at this point I'd like to ask you all to like the video to help it do well in the algorithm. Videos like this take a lot of work to research, and as we're going to talk about soon, it's going to get even darker from here, so if you could, I'd really appreciate it. In the process of making this video, this is where I was prepared to leave it at. Yet, the day before this video is uploaded to YouTube, some bombshells dropped and the 2 Discord servers Timmy and his pedo pals were a part of was revealed. After the initial discovery was announced, Timmy would enter damage control mode and delete both his servers. Unfortunately for him, the Kiwi Farms archived enough to bring the disgust to a new level. Everything in these servers, much of which Timmy posted himself, has to do with sex with animals or children, and their justifications for both. One that particularly sent a chill down my spine was a YouTube video of a young girl playing with her toys, and Timmy responds with, "Dansburst Studio reacts, try not to fap challenge lolly edition." But worst of all, Timmy was caught grooming a 14-year-old girl in the server, getting her to agree to go over to his place without her parents' knowledge. This is horrible stuff to see, this monster actually grooming a child. Maybe it makes me a fucking beta woman, but I feel ill knowing this is true. I hope that things never left the internet with this girl, because Timmy absolutely will assault a child. I'm going to refrain from posting any of the screenshots of this child and Dan in conversation, just because I don't want that on my channel. If you want to see it for yourself, it is on the Dansburst Kiwi Farms thread. To make things worse for Timmy, he would get doxxed himself. With all this going on, some of the podcasts he decided to try to force his way in on dropped his selfie that he sent to them to flirt with one of the hosts. This is the pony predator himself, and it really makes me uncomfortable to see him next to a horse. Kiwi farmers would find the location this photo was taken in as well, using the building in the background to determine it is Rutgers University in New Jersey, indicating Timmy was or is currently enrolled there. Even the pony in the photo was identified. Its name is Ravi. It's a rescue and also a therapy horse that goes around to care homes to spend time with the seniors there. And of course it was at Rutgers University on July 20th, 2023, likely when Timmy took the photo. And I should mention that Timmy called them his side piece when posting this. Not mere hours after this dox, did Timmy delete his YouTube channel and all his other social media accounts, only validating the information exposed. Dansburst Studio is too horrible to look away from. If he comes back to the internet, I think he will become one of the bigger lolcows we cover here. But that's the question. Will he come back? Well, looking at Timmy's final words to the internet, I'll let you draw your own conclusion. I can't wait to smell your fermented fear upon my return. I hope you all expire.
That I want to conclude this presentation. That's all.